This is WKYT This Morning.
Well, good morning to you. We certainly hope you had a wonderful Christmas, great weekend after that. And here we are, the last week of 2015. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith, trying to get going on this Monday, December 28th.
And now at 6:30, a Kentucky family swept away and killed by floodwaters in Illinois.
A flood watch is in effect across portions of central, southern, and northern Kentucky. It runs through 9 o'clock tonight as we will be tracking more rounds of heavy rain. I'll have the very latest for you coming up in just a moment.
Very shortly, thank you. Also in the news this morning, a situation downtown.
3 men at the hospital after being hit by a suspected drunk driver near downtown.
And let's get right to the news. It is another WKYT First Alert Severe Weather Day. Continued rounds of rain are leading to concerns once again this morning of flooding.
Meteorologist Jim Caldwell is tracking it all in our First Alert Weather Center.
Yeah, same old song and dance, guys. More rounds of heavy rain on saturated ground, and we have plenty of it here in central Kentucky. Yesterday, we had standing water. We have flood warnings. We had all of those issues. So now, with another big push of potentially heavy rain coming through, we have a flood watch in effect. Here's just a basic breakdown of some of the additional rainfall that likely will come our way. 1 to 2 inches through a big chunk of our area, and then you look out in eastern Kentucky, ½ inch to around an inch. So basically, this is going to be the targeted zone to see the heaviest rounds of rain, and that's why we have the flood watch posted for that area. Rain has lifted north of Kentucky for now, but later on this afternoon, it will be back, and I will track it hour by hour coming up in just a few minutes.
Okay, we'll see you then, Jim. Thank you. New this morning on WKYT, a man is in jail accused in a late-night hit-and-run in Lexington that seriously injured 3 pedestrians.
A stretch of Midland Avenue near downtown was closed for more than 4 hours because of the crash. WKYT's Mark Barber is here live to tell us more about exactly what happened.
Good morning, Rebecca. And police actually just reopened this intersection here within the past hour to drivers. They did have it closed for more than 6 hours after that crash happened as they searched for clues and any evidence that the suspected drunk driver left behind. Now, they had a lot of ground to cover, officers did, here at this intersection where they say a drunk driver mowed into 3 pedestrians and then drove off. Now, this happened at the intersection of Winchester Road, 3rd Street, and Midland Avenue around 11:30 last night. Police tell us the driver was coming down Winchester Road when he ran onto the sidewalk at Midland Avenue, took out a street sign, and then crashed into 3 men. Police say the driver then sped off toward Main Street. Officers tell us they did not get any specific tips about where the driver went from there. They tell us they just kept driving and then got lucky when they found the suspect on Leestown Road and Taylor Drive, which is near New Circle Road. The driver accused in this case, ACL Arola, is now charged with 3 counts of assault, DUI, and leaving the scene of an accident in connection to this crash. As for the 3 men who were hit by the car, they all have life-threatening injuries. All are listed in critical condition this morning. When we were checking on these victims, we were told that the man who has the most serious injuries has been in surgery this morning at UK Hospital. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
All right, thanks so much, Mark. Well, a massive storm system stretching across a very large swath of the country killed 24 people over the weekend.
In the aftermath, Andrew Spencer reports people are still trying to clean up and just hold themselves together.
Yeah.
Only when lightning flashed in the darkness could people see a tornado in the distance. You can see the damage easily now after one of the tornadoes hit Copeville, Texas, ripping this house into the air.
It was pretty traumatic. We just came out to assess our own damages, and he's over there yelling for help.
We realized that he was running across the road with his baby.
Deborah Lee King's neighbor begged her to take his newborn child to the hospital. She did, while her husband, Glenn, helped try to get the man's wife out of what was left of their home.
She was pinned in there between a wall and the door.
She survived. Her baby did not. A tornado destroyed an elementary school in Red Oak, while just a few blocks away, Willard Jordan and his family cowered inside a closet.
That sound, I just can't get that sound out of my head. To hear some wood, buildings cracking, ripping stuff up, and all we could do was run to the closet and pray, you know.
Around the Dallas area, the damage ranges from light to devastating. 8 of the reported deaths happened in Garland, which the National Weather Service now says was hit by an EF4 tornado. Donations of warm clothes and food keep coming into storm shelters all over the area.
I have no heat, no electricity.
It's not exactly cozy, but Jessica Bandegas says she's just happy to have her family with her.
As long as they're safe, I'm happy with that, regardless where I'm at.
A sentiment many of the storm survivors can appreciate.
Damages that can always be fixed, but we're very grateful that everybody is alive.
I'm Andrew Spencer reporting.
Well, that same storm system causing flooding in several other states as firefighters in Pontoon Beach, Illinois, just outside St. Louis, helping evacuate people who are being forced from their homes by rising water. This is in Illinois, where a Kentucky family was swept away by floodwaters. WKYT's Mike Byers at our live desk with the latest on what we've learned about this particular situation.
A major weather system stretching across the country has caused some major flooding issues around the Midwest and unfortunately has claimed the lives of a Kentucky family who was traveling through southern Illinois. The Marion County, Illinois coroner says 3 adults and 2 children drowned after the vehicle they were in was swept away and sank in a rain-swollen creek. The coroner says the swift-moving creek carried the car off a low-water bridge near the town of Patoka, about 60 miles east of St. Louis. According to WJBD radio, investigators say the car drove into several feet of water before it was swept away nearly 200 feet downstream. Dispatchers say they received the initial call from 2 of the people inside the car around 7:30 Saturday night. When first responders arrived, they were able to make verbal contact with the occupants, but shortly after the car became dislodged and sank, making the rescue impossible. Now, investigators say the Western Kentucky family may have gotten lost during their travels and didn't see the water until it was too late. Meanwhile, their names have yet to be released. At the live desk, Mike Byer, WKYT.
Thank you, Mike. Such a sad situation for them. Well, this is a first alert severe weather day. We are tracking more rounds of rain headed our way. Stay up to date by downloading the WKYT weather and traffic app.
The time is 6:37 on WKYT, and this is just into our WKYT newsroom. A firefighter has died in a morning house fire just outside of Cincinnati. The firefighter was seriously hurt while battling a house fire in Hamilton, Ohio. Firefighters say no one was inside the home at the time. The Cincinnati Firefighters Union posted on Facebook that the injured firefighter has died this morning. The families of 4 people killed in a Floyd County wreck on Christmas Eve are looking for some answers. Sandra Bauer, 19-year-old Andrea Bauer, and 5-year-old Nevaeh Bauer died in the 2-car crash on Kentucky 114. State police say the driver of the car that they crashed into, 52-year-old Roland Patrick, also died. A 6-year-old in the car with the Bauer family is one of the only 2 survivors.
He said that they were on their way to Granny's house, and that his little sister had fell in his lap. I don't know, nobody knows what he meant by that. And he had told also that the men that had taken him out of the car.
The funerals for 3 of the 4 victims are tomorrow at the Magoffin County Funeral Home.
An Eastern Kentucky family increasing the reward for information about a missing loved one. William Scotty Fannon's been missing since December 10th. His family last saw him in the Milo community in Martin County. Right now, search crews in the process of draining Milo Lake. The sheriff says cadaver dogs led them there and thinking maybe there's a body in that lake. So far, dive teams have not found anything, though. The family offering a $2,500 reward. A car fire led to an Eastern Kentucky business being destroyed. Diana Castle has owned Family Foods in Lawrence County since 1977. Over the weekend, crews say a truck in the parking lot caught fire. The flames then quickly spread to the building.
He was parked a little too close to the store, and it was a little windy, and the next thing we know, the building's on fire. They tried. They worked all night long. They really tried to save it, but it just wasn't meant to be.
Well, Castle thinks someone intentionally set the truck parked next to the store on fire. She doesn't know if she'll rebuild.
Well, a dog that was rescued from a southern Kentucky home is now missing. Harvey was one of the more than 150 dogs involved in a hoarding case out of Laurel County. Rescue crews brought him to Frankfort to the Life House for Animal Shelter. Once there, they say Harvey slipped out of his harness.
We all are devastated. No, we're in this to save dogs, not lose them. He was spotted today, so we have hope.
So if you see Harvey, rescuers say he may be too scared to walk up to you. They recommend keeping an eye on him and calling Lifehouse for Animals.
Hopefully we'll find that little guy. A weekend workshop is being offered next month in Kentucky for women wanting to learn more about outdoor skills. The workshop is set for January 15th through the 17th at Ken Lake State Park Resort in western Kentucky. Women 18 years and up have until January 4th to register. The event is co-sponsored by the Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife Resources and the Kentucky Department of Parks. Among the classes being offered include archery, mushroom hunting, wild game cooking, and dog obedience and handling. That latter one, yes, I need that.
You'd be interested in that?
Yes.
Okay, so lots of opportunities for you there. Time this morning is 6:41 on WKYT, and let's check live drive traffic and see what's going on early on this Monday as we look at our current travel times. They're normal, fairly light traffic this morning. Obviously, a lot of folks still have some time off, especially the students, the universities, and also at our schools. So a lot of folks able to sleep in this morning. No reports of any early issues. We'll be watching weather later today.
Yeah.
Once again, Rebecca, more than rain anticipated.
You got to gear up and actually bust out that winter wear, right?
Yeah, that's later in the week, right?
Or later, you know, the colder temperatures.
Yeah, going to be a high of about 32 on Saturday, it looks like. More news coming up on WKYT on this Monday morning, the last Monday of 2015.
We'll trade in those unwanted Christmas gifts for something a little bit sweeter than cash. Details on this pop-up Skittles pawn shop after weather.
Pawn shop, sorry. Showers likely will increase as we progress through the day today into the afternoon and evening. That's where we run into that heavy rain potential. I'll have the latest track coming up.